Alright guys, so welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, why am I going near the wheel horse? Today, we're going to be working on the John Deere, and we're going to see if I can fix this issue that's been going on lately. If you saw my previous videos, it sounds kind of funny when you run it. It almost sounds like it has a hole in the muffler. And it smells really bad. Like, it smells like raw gas is coming out of the exhaust. And that makes me think that it's running too rich, or too lean, or something. It's not burning. I don't know. Today we're going to see what I can do to fix it. But first, I have to haul some stuff, and I'll be using the wheel horse. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way, and then we'll work on the John Deere. So now that we have that over with, let's hop on the John Deere and bring it to my workplace. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put the John Deere up because it's raining. Alright, so it's actually cleared up. It's not raining anymore. So let's work on the John Deere. Alright, so now that we have the camera's died. Or my phone. This is about dead too. Alright, so I'm gonna have to go charge my phones real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so I switched to an actual camera. Let's get working on the John Deere. First thing I'm gonna do is take the spark plugs out, inspect both of them, and make sure they're not fouled or worn out or whatever. Probably gonna end up replacing them because usually it's the golden rule: if you have a problem with your engine, replace the spark plugs, because sometimes it can be as simple as a spark plug. Here's one. Yikes. These modern lawnmowers have such long threads. Well, don't know if you can see that or not, but if the camera will focus, it looks wet. It makes me think it's running too rich. Choke could be stuck on, or these spark plugs could be bad. I don't know. It's not normal looking, for sure. Oh yeah. Well, that was unexpected. Back to the John Deere. So this spark plug was kind of loose. I don't think it was as tight as it ought to have been. Maybe, I don't know if that's the problem or not, but that's just something to keep in mind. This one actually looks a little better. It doesn't look wet like this one does. I don't know what's wrong with that. But these spark plugs don't look too bad. They could probably use a replacing. So the next thing I'm going to do is take this plastic crap off of here and maybe take the carburetor off, check the muffler, make sure it's on there nice and tight. And it's starting to rain again. Well, maybe it won't rain too long. Okay, so it doesn't appear to be letting up this time. I'm going to put this cover back on there until it stops. Okay, so it's starting to get heavy. I'm going inside. Wheel horse is going to get all wet, and so are my tools. I think I'm going to have to go park the wheel horse, y'all. So that's what the wheel horse looks like wet. So it looks like I'm going to do this another day. I'll just forget working on the John Deere. Leave it out in the rain, it won't hurt it. And I'll see you the next day. Alright, so it is the next day, and the rain is gone for now. It could rain again today, so I need to hurry up and get this done. I'm just gonna say one thing. If it's an ignition problem, like ignition's out of timing or whatever, it's not something you can really fix on this mower, because you see the ignition coil just bolts on right there. And the only way you can adjust it really is just by sliding it. For a twin engine, this thing is very easy to turn over. I mean, that looks to be set about right. I don't think there's anything wrong there. I don't think it's an ignition issue. So the next thing I want to check out is the carburetor. I want to make sure that choke is disengaging all the way. Okay, so it looks good. Next thing I want to check out is the fuel solenoid. Let's listen for that. I feel like it should be stronger than that, but it's working a little bit. Next thing I want to do is take the carburetor off and clean it as best I can. Alright, so now I have the carburetor off the John Deere. I'm fixing to start taking it apart. So the carburetor's apart. I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning it off camera. I'm gonna make sure everything's thoroughly clean, and then I'm gonna put it back together. Alright, so I've got every plastic piece off of here, and this is what the carburetor looks like. It's an actual 2-barrel carburetor for a V-twin engine. Okay, so I've done quite a bit of cleaning on a few parts. Since we got the carburetor apart and cleaned it all up inside it, I decided to wash the intake parts with soap and water. One reason is just to get it looking good, but another reason is just to make sure there's no dirt or stuff inside the intake. I also did it on this one as well. This is where the air filter goes. Oh yeah, and I cleaned this off so that the gasket could have a clean surface to sit on. So now while we're waiting for all those parts to dry, I'm going to go ahead and start putting the carburetor back together. Alright, so that's basically it with this carburetor. These things are pretty easy to work on. It's clean as a whistle now. I'm going to take a look at the plastic parts, and if they're dry enough, we'll reinstall them. Alright, so they're not quite dry enough just yet. They still got a little water in them. So I'm going to go in for a lunch break, and maybe by then they'll be dry. More cats having a face-off. Alright, so it's after lunch, and this part is almost completely dry. Still a little wet spot right there, but that won't be a big deal. You can put that one back on there now. This one appears to be dry as well. So let's go ahead and assemble the carburetor. I won't be able to record every step that I make because I'm starting to run out of storage on this camera. It says I've got 11 minutes left, so I'm going to try to conserve that best I can. Alright, so I finally got that carburetor back on there. This bolt was really hard to get back on there because, well, I don't know why. It just didn't want to turn, even when I was putting it in there straight. I'm never taking this carburetor off again if I don't have to. I really hate taking this thing off. Alright, so everything is put back together. Let's go ahead and try starting it up and see what happens. It's going to take a few seconds because the carburetor was drained. Why is it burning oil? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. I guess I'm just going to take it for a ride and see what happens. That is strange. I don't know why I'd be doing that all of a sudden. Alright, so I got the John Deere part, and it seems like it may be running a little better. When I got it over here, I did a few revs, and it's still hesitating a little bit, but it's not as bad as it was. So, it seems like we may be getting close to fixing this problem with the John Deere. I'm going to try replacing the spark plugs the next time we work on it. I couldn't do it today because, one reason is because I don't have the spark plugs for this mower, and two, kind of risky to be going out right now because of the pandemic. I'll try to order them online, and when we do that, we're going to get a new muffler for the wheel horse and the gasket set for the valve cover. After that, we'll install these parts on the mowers, and if that doesn't fix the John Deere, I don't know what will. I've tried as many things as I can think of. If you guys know what it could possibly be, let me know in the comments, and I will try it. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. If you're stopping by for the first time and you wish to follow the channel, please subscribe and ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.